Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are playing Iron Nest. I was excited to pick this up. Let me see here. We're going to turn the sound up a little. Yes, I was excited to pick this up. I had seen this on another Fox, and I like him very much. He was playing this. He has been very obsessed with this. It seemed like my thing, especially since it plays into, can I pick that up? I can pick it up. But now, can I make it make coffee? Alright. We'll figure that out later. Please select your roast your price. Select roast. We haven't done that. I believe we did that. Now I just can't figure out how to put it the fuck down. That does not seem to do it. Oh well, we'll figure it out later. Hey, was it now? That should be better. Alright, so we are going to life capsule. Oh, that just brings up that tab does bring up this thing. Iron Nest has been commissioned. Pre-operational ranging is required before active deployment. A target has been designated by High Command for calibration purposes. Confirmation of fire accuracy is the sole objective. Read, measure, calculate, load, rotate, elevate, fire. Alright, so read. We need to find read. I command to Iron Nest. Iron Nest is operational. Calibration of fire is ordered. Plot your fire trajectory. The target on the map. Place HE shell at the target. We're gonna have to get closer. Place HE shell at the target. Iron Nest location H3 5x5. Target coordinates. Target is a Q4 4x2. Glory to the Castillo. We are figuring things out. And I cannot do anything on that yet. Alright, so we are here. This is where we have to fire. So we need to turn. Let's see how we turn the directions. That is loading. Turret rotation. We are currently at 45 degrees. We need to Okay, let us see if we can turn this. Does not seem to have reacted. We'll be back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this feels like if you're familiar with the Max or Max Longer, or sorry, Longer Max, or the Paris gun, this is what this is supposed to. At least it feels to me what this is supposed to feel like. All right, let's look at this. So, oh, I have to tell it to do the thing. I do not think it is turning. Did it turn? Is it doing it? That does not look like the droids we were looking for. Oh, there we go. Let us see how that rotation works. That rotated us to fucking... Wait, is it actually rotating? Okay, distance bearing. Hello, Otakasai. Thank you for joining us. Alright, so distance measure distance and bearing. Alright, so... Bearing 88.8 degrees. Distance of 8.62 kilometers. Alright, so we're getting there. Almost there, 88.8 degrees. Let me see if that turned it. That did turn it, that was perfect. Alright, and this is the distance. Alright, how do you... No, wrong button. Confirm your gun elevation. Auto rotation lever, fine. Controls, alright. That is not it either. This is... It's just arming and firing. How do I determine my distance? I need to fire... 8 kilometers. 8.62. Select powder charges. Alright, so input the distance. Select the number of powder charges. Ah, so that adds extra distance to it, right? We need 8.62, that adds 5 kilometers to it. There's no way that is correct. Oh goodness, I think the game froze. Alright, if you can still hear me, we're going to restart this. Just a minute. Just a moment. The game decided to crash. So while I am getting that going, though, this is just an assumption because I have not actually seen what this thing looks like. But like I said, it does seem rather reminiscent of the one that people are mostly familiar with, the Paris gun, which was a giant railroad gun. It was basically, they took the gun off of a battleship, put it on a train, and fired it at Paris. Hello, Noe. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. We're having all manner of technical issues because this game it is just not very good right now. I think we can fix it. Just a minute. Well, I am very glad that you were able to join us and lurk for a bit. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get this stupid game to fucking. If I have to restart the stream, I might, but give me just a moment. I think I might have to. I will be back in just a moment. Oh, never mind. It seems to have figured itself out. It just took a moment. There we go. Let us try this the fuck again. Actually, hold on. Let us go back to the main menu. I want to try something. Yes, I understand. I put that there. Put that there. And make a cup of coffee. Wonderful. We had our coffee. We are ready to rock. Let us begin. I was saying, it feels like this is supposed to be essentially the Paris gun if the Paris gun had legs. So, people may not be aware, but the Paris gun, but the railroad guns that were, the thing of World War One, you often think of only Germany having those. That is not actually correct. Germany had theirs, yes, they had the Paris gun and they had the Max, which these were both, as I said, they were the guns pulled off of a battleship and put onto a train. The French had a couple of them too. Theirs were mostly used at the Battle of Verdun. I recall it was at Verdun taking a fort back. It may not have been, though. It may have been. Alright, so yeah, it may have been. I'm pretty sure it was at Verdun, but I am not entirely certain. Alright, so our bearing needs to be 87.6 this time. This game is called Iron Nest. It is about using a giant fuck-off cannon with legs to blow stuff the entire fuck up. I believe we can manually get us to the... We had the fast thing get us to about the 95-yard line. Let us finish. Oh, that is just a little bit too much. Here we go. This should be facing the correct direction. That is facing the correct direction. Now, if I am reading this right, that adds 5... Does this add 5 kilometers? Alright, so that makes it 5 kilometers. Alright. I need to make this 8. Oh, I see now. I understand now. The powder charge has to be at least enough to get to where I'm going. Alright, the gun elevation is 51.72. So the reason I've been bringing up World War One is because this does feel like a railroad gun on top of a, on top of a set of legs rather than a train. Right, so we've done that. Let's see what the next thing is. We read, we measured, we calculated, we have to load now. Where, oh, where is loading? This is this loading? No. This loading? Are you loading? I believe you were loading. This is fire control. Confirm fire mission. Fire. Alright, that is not it. What the hell is loading? Oh, is this loading? Select the shell. Alright. Dispense powder charges. Shell dispense. Shell in. Alright, so we gotta load the powder charges. 1 and 2. And then the last thing we do is we have to ram it home. We gotta ram it so good. Yeah. Hell no, let's try to come here. Alright, so we have that done. Confirm your calculated gun elevation. So I need to raise it to 52. Sorry, 51. Right gun and left gun, alright. Oh, we're not using left gun. Or right gun, rather, only using left gun. Alright, so we're gonna get up to 55. Get it to 51.72. Alright. Now, confirm the fire mission. Shell type confirmed. Bearing confirmed. Elevation confirmed. Gun armed. Where's the make it go button? Where's the make it go button? There it is. Fucking get him. Oh, there it goes. Here it comes. It's gonna get loud. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. Oh my goodness, did we do it? Let us see if we did it. Yes, the French had their own railroad guns. They did use, it was Verdun, I do remember now. They used them at Verdun. And I believe it was to retake a fort. I do not recall if they had a name, though. I do not think they did. Did I win? I think I won. I do not think I won. I need to... I don't know how I tell if I won or not. Alright, so enemy ally reference point. High priority. What am I aiming for again? Alright, so I do not believe we hit it. I do not know. Alright, I can get rid of that one. How do I get rid of that one? There we go. Huh, outstanding. Alright, let us try to adjust to Wrong way. 86.2. .2 at a distance of 86.7. Wrong way. Push that charge, or push that shell. We have the powder charges loaded. Load those powder charges. Get that thing rammed in so good. Locked for loading. Oh, there are 2 barrels that you can use eventually. That is very neat. Alright, that is getting elevated. Well, it is going, though. Let us go over some of the other ones. The United States had one as well, which they actually, if I remember correctly, they just built a train specifically to carry them. And unlike the other guns, the American guns, so all these guns were used by, hello Rays, thank you so much for joining us. All of these guns were originally naval guns. But the thing was, they were all crewed more or less just by the, normal military guys. So the various armies were crewing them. We're going to use our war horn. We are a Titan now in the Legio Titanicus. That is a war horn. Ready, set, fire. But yes, the thing that was unique about the one for the United States was that it was actually used, and what is this up here? I don't know what that is. That was crewed by United States Navy personnel. So these were people that were intimately familiar with the weapon to begin with, which would obviously add a higher degree of skill and proficiency with it. I do not think it was used for, I only believe. Did I do it? I do not believe I did it. What am I trying to do? Mark both bearing angles, their intersections of the target. Oh, did I win? I think I won. It's a cat. Hello, friend. Can we pet you? Oh my fuck, we can. Oh my goodness, we can pick up the cat. Can I set it on the bed? Oh, where are we gonna take you, friend? Can we give you a bath time? Where'd you go? Oh, you're just there. That is absolutely wonderful. So, we live in this gun, apparently. Oh my goodness, we can customize the cat. We can give him a hat. Now, where is the fur color? I want to avoid. I is there no void? This is not acceptable. Yes, this is now the best game ever. This is game of the fucking year. You fire a giant gun. It gives me an excuse to talk about history. And there's a cat you can pick up and give a hat to. This is game of the year. Game of the forever. I want to name you, yeah, I'm going to name you Nico after my orange. Let's see how many orange we can make you. What I'm disappointed about is the fact that there's no Russian blue option. Then I have to talk to the people here. Because Russian blues are... Oh, wait, there's a void. I'm naming him after my void. The last void I had. He'll have a white hat. This is the best game ever. You can customize your cat. Find me another game where you can customize your cat. That is not... I don't think I won yet. I do not know how to tell if I hit the damn target. I am not certain how to do this. I do not see any... Tactical map. Alright, so... Beware of bearing rounding errors. Alright. This does not look like... Those are very bad. I do not know what I'm trying to hit. I need to be at... Oh, the iron nest is ready. I did it. Oh no, we did it. We won. No. Why the thing opened up? What is this? Founding recruits. Oh my goodness. Foxy, are you on here? What if the Foxy is on here? Does not appear that he is. That is a shame. I was hoping the Foxy would be there. What is this? Oh, this is where I make coffee. There we go. Outstanding. This is the best game ever. You can not only make coffee, and fire a giant fuck-off cannon, but you also get to have a cat, and you are able to customize it. Anti-Monarchist detonated a bomb in the hospital's entry courtyard, murdering 163 and maiming over 300 citizens. A brutal atrocity meant to shatter the very heart of the Castillo. The attack occurred during visiting hours, which has been described as by the king as particularly unsporting. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely what they would say in this time. So, if you look, this is, we have no mouse. Oh my goodness. What is that from? It looks like something that's 40K related. That emoji is adorable. Okay, what is it called? But if you look, October 25th, 1927, this would have been after World War I, but before World War II, and before the formation of what would effectively become the Nazi Party. They did not really start gaining much traction until the early 30s, to the very late 20s, early 30s. So, we all know the Great Depression happened in the 20s. And then from there, the Nazi Party was able to gain momentum because they said, hey, we'll fix all of this. And to their credit, they actually did fix the economic issues. Just they did it in a really not good way. They violated treaties. This isn't even talking about the terrible genocidal things they did. They violated treaties. They broke laws. They did, they did bad things before even getting to the point where they were committing genocide. But that was all in the hope of fixing their country. They built up militarily while the Western powers, because if you notice, throughout history, when you have anything like that happening, you have whomever is usually the country that is quote unquote bad guy or one of the people that is fighting a belligerent, and they are usually further east than the countries like England, France, America, and the like. So they are usually referred to as the Western powers because they're in the West. And then Germany, despite being in the West, in fact, in Europe, it was still east of everybody else. So usually it is referred to that way. Why? I do not exactly know. Ease of use, I suppose. It is that way more for lay historians than anything. Is that one of your new emojis, Kasai? I like it. But whereas Germany focused on military for their rebuilding, the United States and England both focused on rebuilding through public works. France did the same thing. Not as much, though, and that is because most of World War I, insofar as where the Western Front stuff was concerned, took place in France. So while public works would have been a thing they likely would have done, they were too busy genuinely trying to just rebuild the country. They had to put it all back together again. You have to remember, Verdun, Ypres, all of so many major battles were fought in France. France was put into the trash can by the end of World War I, which explains a lot of why the Treaty of Versailles was France being so adversarial. France caused World War II to happen. Their vindictive response to everything is what caused World War II to happen. I mean, if you want to be very technical about it, there was no real difference betwixt the two. Hostilities only ceased in an armistice. This was not an actual peace. This was not an end to the war. An armistice is simply a cessation of hostilities for now. But England, since it is an island and was completely untouched by most of this, moved into public works things. They did housing and infrastructure, lots of power plants and power generation stuff. America did tons of roadways because you have to remember, United States. I know a lot of you are in America and you understand it to an extent. America's fucking huge. Alright, shots fired 2. Accuracy is 50%. We killed 5 people. We killed some allies. We killed an enemy. Longest kill streak, average kills per impact. Most kills in a single impact. Ordnance efficiency laurel. Completed the mission with the minimum rounds expended. Punch cards unlocked. What is this? Oh, can I watch it? It does not seem to want to go. Oh well. But yeah, America went into public works. That's where the Hoover Dam comes from. That's where a lot of the roadways come from. A lot of smaller dams are a result of that as well. There was a lot of building infrastructure, which, if we're being entirely honest, the New Deal, all those things that FDR tried to do did not fix it. They were not going to fix it. FDR was fuck. Fuck FDR. He is bad and should feel bad. He wishes he was as cool as his cousin. His fucking cousin, who the Emperor of fucking Japan sent a judo expert to him to teach him judo because he learned that Teddy Roosevelt liked judo. He sent him one of the finest masters of judo in Japan to teach him personally. He was in a fencing club where they would fence with sticks with no pads on. He would regularly be seen going about the White House beaten the absolute fuck up with bruises and the like. He got shot while on the campaign trail and then still gave a speech. I want to be him when I grow up. He did not give a fuck. He had to be physically restrained from going to fight in World War I because he felt that if he is going to order young men to go die, he has no right to do any less. And hey, baby, how are you? And I see there's a Sarah here lurking. I see you, Sarah. I am on to you. But yeah, Teddy Roosevelt was fucking amazing. FDR was a bit. Fire and light. Intelligence has identified an anti-monarchist element operating within the city. Separately, High Command has scheduled a celebratory illumination over the Royal Palace to mark the General's Peace Initiative. Iron Nest has been assigned both operations. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. So we have to... How do I open the door? Oh, like that. Fun. So we have to manage 2 things here. Any day now. I do not know what that does. Oh. Do we turn it on? Did I just murder the game? Are you dead, game? Alright. I think that means it's dead. I think that means it's dead. I have no idea how to make this thing tell me to do the next mission. It's gonna randomly click on shit until it does it. Good night, Noe. Have very sweet dreams. We cannot activate that one yet. I have absolutely no fucking idea what we're supposed to do here. What are we supposed to do, game? I am here. Receiver. There's nothing to receive yet. High Command notice. I will join on Discord later. Right now, I have to make this thing tell me to do the thing. Oh! A hostile element has been identified within the city. Find the target's position to destroy it. Spotter at 08. And then 8x2. Alright, where's the spot? Where is 08? Let's see which one that is again. 8x2. Alright. The Iron Nest is it. Check adjacent typewriter for field reports. Oh, alright. And then L2, 5. I'm just gonna say 5 tax 7. L2, L. 5 tax 7. Alright, so. Bearing 83 degrees. 52 degrees. Alright. It is not letting me figure out the degrees by it. Mark both bearing angles and intersections to target. 90 degrees. Alright, so, hold on. Spotter 1 is 83 degrees. I have no idea what that does. Trying to figure out how to do the degrees on this, though. So obviously that is 90. That is 320. Oh, yellow. Alright, that is going to be 83 degrees. Alright. Very precise movements. There we go. And then this one is 52. So 83. And then, alright, so. Alright, so that is our bearing. That is easy. We can do that. We can do that. Not a problem. Apparently, we cannot do that way. That was not a good thing. Alright, so we gotta go to 12.64. That means we have to have 3 charges. Calculate our trajectory. Alright. HE show. Slam that in. Get it in there so good. Expecting to sit here and have a chance to talk about the railroad guns. So, as neat as it is to have a giant fucking super cannon mounted on a train that you can just kind of do whatever with, it is not practical. Basically, it was a one and done sort of situation. Because while it does do tremendous amounts of damage, it will absolutely put whatever directly into the trash can. The issue it has is that it is not quite capable of, dealing with the fact that warfare during the later parts of and then, after World War I was about mobility and armor, not massive cannons blowing up your fortification. People were using this. Oh, we were almost there. That was so close. 56. There we go. Lock. Lock, 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 lock. Warhorn, go. Lock and load. Give it the fire. Let's go. How's it going? I love how it is just, lines on a map. You do not actually see what is happening with anything. It is simply lines on a map. You see not the devastation, just lines on a map. But because did we win? How do I know if I won? I wish I could tell if I won. The board? What, this board? Which board are you talking about, honey? It says this. Did I not do it? I think it fell a little short. So, let us try this line again. How can you tell? It should be trying to cross there. And let us try that. $67.1. Well, oh my goodness. Hello, Ghosty. Thank you so much for joining us with all of your good people. We are playing Iron Nest. And as I was saying, Alright, so 3 charges, we need to do that, calculate. Alright, so that is fine, we can get rid of that one. I'll leave that one here. I can add this to the clip. Oh my goodness, why did I not know that before? So these civilian riots are the targets? And I want to hit the stars, right? Oh, honey, you're fine. You've been streaming. I do not expect anyone to ever raid me in the first place. So if you want to go, feel free. Also, I need to learn how to set up that lurk thing because I do not... Alright, 1 charge, 2 charge, and 3 charges. Now once those are all done, we're going to ram them in so deep. So deep. Now that takes 3 days to load. We will be ready to fire in 6 to 20 business days. Like I was saying, the reason that the railroad guns and other gigantic fucking weapons just stopped being a viable thing was the fact that warfare has always been a thing about trying to be as mobile as possible. What is this? Oh, that lets me. Does that let me walk? Oh, that lets me walk. That's fun. So yeah, it has never been a thing about standing still as much as you can. It has always been be as quick as you can to cover whatever distance you may need to cover. And with these gigantic stationary fucking guns, they cannot do anything other than stand the fuck still. Oh, I have to shout the war horn. Because we are a prototype Imperial Titan. Gonna lock in. 3, 2, fire. Let's see how terrible this is. So, the railway guns blow up a lot of stuff. But because World War I was so static, with trenches and trenches and then trenches on top of your trenches, you could not throw a trench without hitting a stack of trenches. These giant guns that were designed to just obliterate fortifications you did not fucking hit it. Alright, let's try that. That looks like it should hit. Alright, so we need to go to 69. That very good number. Haha, very good sex number, 69. 69.4 degrees exactly. This is going to be 12.86 kilometers. Recalculate. Ram that shell home. Get those all going. And then shove it in so deep. Yeah, this right here. I need to triangulate the target position, destroy it HE only. Check the leadership typewriter. The iron nest is at H3.55, which is what I'm at, H3.55. The first spotter is at 08, 8 tac 2, and then the second one is L2, 5x7. This one gives the bearings that I have. Oh, we have an ad break, just a minute. break is almost over. It's been 15 seconds. While we were waiting, I'm going to set the gun up. Alright, welcome back, everyone. Let us proceed. Go, 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 go. Warhorn, engage. Locked on. Fire. I tried to put more on it this time so I could get further. Trying to hit these. The round seems to go short every fucking time. If you think about how big this is, that is a tremendous blast radius. What it should do... I get them? Wrong ammo. Oh no, I'm out of the good ammo. I don't get more HE ammo. Uh-oh, my phone. I think I need to restart the mission. Yeah, we're just gonna restart. I fucked up. You know what the problem was? We didn't have coffee. Yeah, I didn't have coffee. Oh, the coffee's grade was undrinkable. Coffee note. How dumb. Alright. So, we have that information. 100 degrees. Alright, so that's... We know how to do this now. Let's find L10. L10, and then we start at 7.2. 100 degrees. Alright, and then M1. And then that is at 6.6. That is at 43 degrees. Perfect. I need to see where the iron nest is supposed to be. nest is at age 355. All right. That should work. This should be good. So we want to get 66. This game is super neat already. I'm terrible at it thus far, but it feels great. Yeah, you know, I am not programmed for... slow. There we go. Yeah, I have machine bits. I am not programmed entirely for math. I am for history and cooking. Oh, and the law too, but yeah. Math is not always the thing I do. I am not a calculator. I am an encyclopedia. I am a database. $52. There is no way it is this insanely accurate. Oh, we gotta load the gun. Gun. I mean, I am going to do more. Look at those just giant cakes of powder. I'm gonna slam it right into the cannon's ass. This cannon can hold so many powder charges. She listens to my history lesson. You should listen to my history lessons too, Reyes. Alright, so this needs to be at exactly 52. The fact that I have such perfectly round numbers is disconcerting. Alright, we're almost at 52. Just a little bit more. Perfect. Locked in. All systems are green. We're gonna lock, then Warhorn, then fire. This should do it, I hope. It is going to overshoot just a touch, but I have found that I have to do that. Thank you so much, Foxy. You know, you play this a lot. How do I know if I win? Does does the door to the sleeping chamber open up, or what? I fucking got them. I landed right on their face. That was directly on their face. So do I win? Alright, so... Oh, I one-shot them. Target destroyed or Chronos photos transmitted. Kuda shall also limits of identified, but in the recon photos, destroy before proceeding. Alright, so... That, easy. That should do it. we are going to go to 68. 68.2. And then we go 13.08. All that is good. Calculate 52.32. Pull down a charge. We're going to load the charge. Or load the round. All the charges. And shove that in so deep. Just like the Foxy, this can hold so many charges. Can you hold a load of charges, Foxy? What about you, Raz? Can you hold a lot of charges? And I'm sure this side can hold a lot of charges. This is all just geometry, so I can do it. Just, I am a database, I'm not a calculator. Yeah, when you're not having to attack fortifications, because mobility and mechanized infantry are the order of the day, the concept of the railroad gun, while sounding cool, is actually not super great anymore. Warhorn engage. Now we're gonna fire. I know I don't have to actually yank the mouse down like that, but fuck me if I'm not going to yank the mouse down. Like I'm pulling it as hard as I can. You do need practice. Constant practice. You should be practicing right now. Why are you not practicing right this moment? I believe we're on track. We are. We got them. Ordnance Star Shell only. This is a non-combat operation. Fire in the vicinity of the coordinates below. The ground observer will mark corrections directly on impact recon photos. Adjust. Do not repeat fire until high command confirms satisfactory burst position. Yellow numbers equal distance from the impact point to target. Yellow arrows, direction from the impact point to target. Approximate illumination coordinates. Bearing 241 degrees from the spotter 1 and 4.7 kilometers from spotter 1. That is easy. Once again, we're going to get with spotter 1. Alright, spotter 1, where is 100 degrees from you? Oops, we forgot to do the thing. There we go. 241 degrees for spotter 1. $241. And let us get to 47 kilometers. 47.1, so you want a little bit more. Thereabouts. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to erase that. One degree, or sorry, 1.2 degrees at 4.52 kilometers. Yeah, mechanized infantry in the same era, because World War I literally produced all these gigantic doomsday, well, what they would have thought of doomsday weapons at the time. Oh, no, 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 no. No game. Too far, too far. There we go. No, wrong one. I was going to drive it the first time. But the mechanized infantry negated the need for that. If you were able to take fortifications with because you're going to always need some boots on the ground. Somebody has to be there physically to occupy the space. And if you have a unit that is not only armored and heavily armed, but can safely approach those things, they can approach the distance. We'll do with one. Recalculate. Yeah, there we go. There, recalculate for me. There we go. 54.24. So, tanks negated the need for that because why worry about having a gigantic cannon break down a castle or whatever? And you can bring your castle with you. Because the castle is on trains. It also has a bunch of guns on it. And it's made out of metal, which is better than castles, because castles are made out of rock. And rock is just unemployed metal. Yes, metal is rock that got a job. And he was asking me things on the Discord. I apologize. Alright, so 54.24 should not be terrible. Yeah, that is getting there. But yeah, that negated the whole need for that. You know, I find this entire, not era so much as this period of history to be very very dumb. Yeah, dumb is a good way to put it because they were very dumb. So, you have the American Civil War happened shortly before all of this stuff. One of the first wars with both sides having automatic weaponry. The Gatling gun. The Gatling gun was a prototype to an automatic weapon. It was not quite the Maxim gun, which is the first actual automatic weapon, but it was close. Warhorn is go. I want to see if just touching this makes a fire. Nope, we gotta yank it down so hard. I love that. But the Gatling gun, the conical bullet, if you listen to my stream, or my history lecture about the Bosnian War, I discussed that, how the conical bullet and the rifling were the two keys to make it where the longer weapon, the musket, which became the rifle, became such a deadly weapon. Because now you have range and extreme accuracy. Although the American Civil War was a thing the South was never going to win. The South may have had technically a superior soldier, insofar as they were more familiar with guns because a lot of them had been hunters and the like, or they would just hunt for sport as well as feeding their family. but they were never going to be able to manage the losses that they were going to incur. But that is neither here nor there. So that was the first part. There were European observers here too. They should have seen what was happening. And then you have the Great Game, which is the Crimean War and the subsequent things about that, where you have the charge of the Short Bus Brigade, because England allowed you to just buy a promotion rather than be useful and deserve one. So this was a time where the Maxim gun was, ooh, we overshot just a little bit. Oh, no, we didn't. We didn't. Wait, did we? Oh, I need to go that way. Alright. They're not quite where we needed to be. Just a minute. We're going to cancel those out. Not quite where we needed to be. But we will figure it out. Yeah, they had observers there in the American Civil War. They should have known how these weapons worked. But they charged into idiocy all the time. And then the Crimean War, which is what people mostly know, they don't know. If I say the Great Game, how many of you know what the fuck I'm on about? I do not expect anybody that is not a historian to know what I am on about when I refer to the Great Game. The Great Game was the original Cold War. It was betwixt Russia and England. They never really came to blows. They just were constantly, trying to interject themselves into a territory the other had, or... I know you live in the head, honey. You don't know much of the world history. Then again, they don't teach much world history anymore anyway. It's truly a shame. Public school is the worst. But you do, because I've gone on about it before in front of you. You knowing it doesn't count. You know it just by me never shutting the fuck up. Yeah. The history stuff, baby, is mostly because I don't shut the fuck up. I am constantly rambling about something or another. But then, they knew what these guns could do. They knew how powerful and accurate cannons were, how powerful and accurate guns were. They knew, and they still fucking ran into it. And then you have World War I, which I've heard some historians, these are colleagues of mine too, which is disappointing, but I've heard some that are like, oh, hey, no, it was understandable that they didn't know what they were doing. They needed a learning curve. There is your fucking learning curve. My war horn. We will give you another learning curve. Hello, Marissa. How are you? Welcome home. And I will eat you. You know I fucking rolled that test, right? They knew this stuff. It is not something they were unfamiliar with. Now, the thing I will say is this is the first time where the regular, what you know of as a machine gun, the water-cooled machine gun, generally referred to as the Maxim gun, was first introduced. Now, prior to this, no modern nation had fought another modern nation using this weapon. So I will give them, to an extent, the benefit of the doubt on that end. The rest of it, though, not so much. Oh, wait. Wait, am I not doing it right? No. Get rid of that. Do I want to aim it at this thing? I think I do. We're gonna aim it at that thing. Oh goodness, hold on, we gotta get rid of so many lines. What is this one? That is 326. Alright, that is the one we want. Those are in fact the droids we are looking for. But yeah, they knew about most of these things. Now, I will give them the benefit of the doubt about the machine gun. They had seen how it worked on the various African tribes and such, because this was a weapon that was used in Africa pretty consistently against the native tribes there. So they were not unfamiliar with what these weapons could do, just not to each other. Which is kind of the thing. That's why I give them a slight benefit of the doubt. I'd say about the first year or so. After that, they needed to figure their fucking lives out. Because there was no reason that the rest of that should have gone as bad as it did. Powder charge, and as soon as this is good, we'll slam those directly in. Yeah, after that, they should have known better. They needed to stop fucking about. But they just kept sending people into no man's land to go get entirely fucked. Like a bunch of fucking morons. Let's go with 35. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we were close there. At 35.1. Just a second. There we go. Fire control, shell, bearing, elevation, gun arms, lock-in, war horn, light back. I believe we got it right this time. Up we did. High Command Iron Nest. Cerberus position confirmed satisfactory. Fire mission complete. Stand down until further orders. Glory to the Castile. I love that there is a little clipboard there. Yeah, that went well. We actually did that one pretty easily. I see. It tells you the... And also we'll go in here. It tells me the distance. I did not bother with the distance. I could have done it right the first fucking time. Oh. We found a desk. Oh. That is pleasing to me. That is so silly. How patriotic. It just gets me in the mood to blow up a bunch of anti-monarchists. Where's Nubby? Hello, Nubby. Look at you, General Shinobi. Oh, yes, you're just the best. What am I gonna do with you? fantastic. He'll sleep on the bed. We're gonna sleep on the bed with him. We're gonna get some sleep. Alright, so make sure you get plenty of sleep. You don't, please focus on resting rather than staying here to watch this. I would much prefer you get some sleep. Tragedy. Place 1 Centino. Oh no. What is this tragedy at the Castile Herald? A night of celebration marred by atrocity. On the evening set aside to honor the general's continued pursuit of peace, the anti-monarchists remind us all that no such pursuit concerns them. Their only correspondence arrives written in the blood of innocence. Oh my goodness. How heavy-handed. General affirms commitment to peace. His Majesty, the King, has entrusted me with a sacred mission, the general stated. The peaceful unification of the Iberian people, the reconciliation. It is a mission I do not abandon lightly. So, yeah, they're talking about Iberia. For those of you who do not know, Iberia is an actual place. It's like in Spain or something. Oh, wait, no, it's in Argentina. Or part of Argentina, whatever, same thing. How many times must we turn the other cheek? For 3 years, the generals extended every olive branch available to him. And for 3 years, the rudish rebels, rudish, I like that, have returned the branches of flame. That was rather poetic. I like that. As His Majesty the King, under the general's dedication to peace with a medal, the anti-monarchists desecrated the ceremony with artillery fire upon a civilian quarter. One wonders when the general's patience will find its limit. Yes, we have. Craters are temporary. Castile is permanent. Walk around them proudly. This is bordering on Orwellian. Services. Rebel sorting. We separate brick, bone, and belongings, respectful and efficient. This is fine. Official assessment of the current situation remains unchanged. For sale, 1 slightly used crater. The ideal for pond, cellar, or conversation piece. For sale, mystery meat. Freshly landed this morning. Meat comes pre-tenderized. Tastes like victory. Delicious. Children are our future. That is such a... It sounds like a good statement, but the fact that it is used in so many politically charged ways, it is such a heavy-handed nothing statement to say. Of course they're the future. Who the what? We have a slight... There's something going on. I said, just a moment. Hi, alright. There was well, for those of you that are unfamiliar, I am fine. For those of you that are unfamiliar with this, it is a law enforcement group. Or actually the first responder, but mostly it's a law enforcement. There's a box outside, which is a term for an ambulance. I just wanted to make sure that I did not need to go out and deal with anything. Wanted witnesses to nothing unusual. Good memory and steady nerves required. Official statements prepared for you. And then the last one I have to read is the Royal Train arrives backwards. Yesterday's much anticipated arrival of the King's inspection train caused surprise when the entire convoy rolled into Valencia Station in reverse. The Ministry of Finance insists it was a demonstration of retrograde propulsion excellence. It realized the locomotive overshot the junction by several kilometers. Crowds cheered nonetheless. Oh my goodness, our accuracy is 100%. Gold on good on all missions on whatever the hell we did on. We're going to read that again, shall we? Earn gold on all medals in fire and light. Yeah, that went very well. Look at us. What? I say, there's no way I'm on here. Oh, here it is. Liberation. Anti-monarchist forces have maintained an occupation of Citadel Real. High Command has ordered the city restored to the crown. Iron Nest has been repositioned to support the operation. Requisition procurement is authorized to meet operational requirements. I guess the Iron Nest is walking. Alright, up the stairs. High Command at Iron Nest. The city is to be cleared of hostile elements. Destroy 5 hostile infantry units within the designated urban sector. Requisition console is authorized for ammunition powder of procurement at your discretion. Be prepared. Spotted bearings are accurate within 5 degrees. 0.5 degrees. Iron Nest. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so first and foremost, I do not have Iron Nest on the field. Good, I do not like when Iron Nest is showing on the field. So we are going to start with yellow. Spotter 1 is at F10 to top 4. Where's F? Wrong direction. 2-4 at 269 degrees. There we go. Spotter 2 is at L4. Two Tech 6 at 299 degrees. The Iron Nest is at I6 at 5 Tech 3. Perfect. That should be what we need. Let us set this. We need to go to 97. Almost there. Yeah, they've already left. It looks like that was not as serious an issue as it could have been. Away. There we go. 97.4. Yes, I no longer have to deal with such things, but depending on what happens, I sometimes do help. So, as many of you know, I am a retired police officer. And retirement from that sort of thing means that you can kind of still sort of interject yourself a little bit if you need to. We need to stay on that. We're going to do 2 of those. Calculate. Good. So, whenever something's happening on my street, I involve myself. Ooh. We do not have bullets. Where the hell is requisitions? Oh, requisitions is back here. Do I have any powder, though? Let's see. We have 90 charge. Alright, that's fine. I see it as a revolver. Oh, it was where it needed to be. I am dumb. Blonde.exe is working very well. Thank you for asking. This femboy can fit so many powder charges. Alright, any day now. Oh, it was fine. There was an ambulance outside. I was making sure everything was fine. 52.14. Alright, almost ready to fire. We need to be at 52.14. Perfect. Locked in. All systems are green. Lock. Warhorn. We are going loud. We should theoretically get them with this. This should be about right. Oh. Hit the thing. Did we get him? It would appear that we, in fact, got him. We killed some allies. Oh well. That does happen. Alright, so what is the next target? Oh. Oops. Police station. And thank you for joining us, Delta. Yes, we accidentally entirely the police station. Alright, so spotter 2. You are spotter 2. And for you, we go 278. 278. And then spotter 3 is at C2. And it's 8 tac 3. And you are 10 degrees. Almost just a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, there should be more people manning this thing. The Iron Nest is at I6. At 5 tac 3. And hello, Tina. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. $263. $263. Yeah, the problem is they have to... Here, I'll show you what the problem is. They spent all their money on propaganda stations. That is a gold kappa. I am unfamiliar with what that human is supposed to be about, though. I am far too old for the memes like that. 263, we're almost there. Alright, and a distance of 5.19. One and 9. Not sure why I keep it. Oh, because of there's this thing I'm accustomed to doing. This has an elevation of 31.14. Medium capacity and explosive shell. Medium blast radius. Alright, this one needs to go to 31. Oh, we're very close. 31.14. Perfect. Locking in. System primed. We are Dies Irae. Going loud. Yeah, unfortunately, not much history lesson today. Had a lot of discussion things. Or not a lot of discussion, a lot of dealing with this. Alright, so we lost 5 requisitions. Alright, Glory to the Castile, High Command to Iron Nest. Port observers have reported a probable enemy ammunition cache across the river. Priority target designated. Priority conduct a recon flight over grade P4. Confirm position will visualize with AP ordnance. Alright, so present the card of the requisition console authors. We want to go to P4. Oh, that's easy. P4. Let me see if there was a bearing listed. No bearing. Sending recon photo set rapid. Alright. Alright, 103.1. I've actually had a couple of fight fires lately. But since it is very rare, we do not seem to have it. Almost there. Just a little bit more. think after this mission that may just be the end of it. We do need to requisition some AP ammo though. Oh wait, wrong way. The wrongest of ways. .103.1. Absolutely. And then 7.44 miles. Alright, we need to use AP ammo. Armor piercing shell, minimum bursting charge, or minimal bursting charge, and minimal blast radius. Outstanding. Evidence so good. Yeah, like I said, after we finish this mission, that will likely be the end. Load those powder charges into our femboy cannon. .64, perfect. We're locking in. War Hornets go. They are going loud. A break ending in 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back, everyone that has to do with ads, because fuck ads. Let us see how this goes. Oh my goodness, that was a direct hit. Oh wow, we just got 75 requisitions. Absolutely decimated them. Alright, so... this is going to be a bit of a problem. Alright, so we're going to take one and put it right there. 2 is at L4. Right there. And 3 is at C2. Right there. Alright, so distance from here is 5.81 kilometers. And then from 3... Oh wait, no. Sorry about that. Oh wait, no, I was right. Fuck me. 5.81 kilometers. And then from 1, it is how many? 3.97. Iron Nest is, let's see, Isaac. It feels like. So that means relatively around there. Alright, so what I need is 2.5. Alright. We should be able to get this. This is just me extrapolating from what information they have, which is honestly not much. They are just blowing me out here blind on this one. Alright, just a little bit more though, and we'll have it. Alright, that one is good. 2.29. Alright, that's good. One powder charge. 27.48. I am getting very low on power, but I am going to try to finish this mission before we call it here. Hopefully that should be it. We can probably finish this, I think. Who knows? Thank you for cheering me on, Reyes. Alright, we should be all set. Gotta hit that war horn. And then we're going loud. $450 extra kilometers. Alright. Sorry, 4.5. Alright, so that was 2.29. That is theoretically where I should go to. And I have no idea if this is where I'm supposed to aim. So, we have... This needs to lock in. And then this over here. $675. $40.5. And slam them in home. Goodness, I think this may be my final shot. I am very low on power. I am so exhausted. Alright, so let's go to 40.5. Come on. That should be where we need to go. That was very close. Almost got us all the way there. Locked in. Primed. Warhorn. Boom. Yeah, win, lose, or draw. This is going to be the last round I fight. I am far too low on power to continue. But I believe we may have landed it. This looks good. No. That was bad. Well, thank you all. If you are not already, if you want to go ahead and follow me, that way you can get notified I'm going to be terrible at video games. We're working towards the next goal we have of 240 followers. We are also working towards our subscriber goal of 40. We are at 32 right now. Any help or support goes right back into the stream to make it less terrible for everyone. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had as much fun watching as I had playing this and being horrible at it. We're going to raid somebody. We're going to raid Emoth. Have a wonderful night, and I will see everyone later. Mwah.